Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3.
This intro doesn't have any music because I'm getting copyrighted and I can't tell what it's for, so enjoy!
I don't know why I do this. I always start my vlogs before I get ready with my hair and makeup. But oh well, my hair's kind of still doing something from dry bar. But today I got back and I left last night so I could just be at home and go to sleep and have a good night's sleep and then get up to go study. And of course I woke up at 12 and it's now 1 because I stayed in bed and almost fell asleep again. And I'm just getting up and I'm just starting my day, and I think it's just do you guys ever have those days where you're just in bed thinking about all the stuff that you need to do and you really don't want to do it, and you even get up but then go back to bed because you're just oh, I don't want to do any of this, I have so much to do? Or is that just me because I'm really bad at dealing with things? But now that the amazing weekend is over, I have so much stuff to do. I have to figure out my car insurance. So I don't know if I told you guys what happened. Basically, this is such a pain in the butt to have to deal with. So I was in the middle lane basically, and there are 3 lanes. There's this lane and it was turning left and I needed to turn left, so I started merging into that lane and I waited, but I signaled and the car in front of the car who hit me pulled up, and so I had enough room, and so I was pulling in, and the guy was letting me go, and so as you do, you just pull in. But then I realized he started to accelerate. He wasn't even accelerating, he was very it looked like Tasha described it as you know how your car moves forward if you don't put your foot on the gas or the brake. It was just he was going that slow. I think what happened, and I think he knows that this happened too because I talked to him afterwards about it and he apologized and he literally said that the crash was his fault after he was kind of mad at me. What happened, I think, is he was texting, and so I thought he was letting me in, but he really just wasn't paying attention, and so he was just driving forward because he was texting at the same time or looking at his phone and also trying to drive. So he was going forward because I was honking for at least 5 seconds. I was honking for such a long time that there was no way that if he was paying attention, I don't know, he was just very much not paying attention. And I'm not sure if the insurance people will think it's my fault just based on me merging, but it was 100% his fault for not paying attention. And afterwards we stopped to the side and we talked to each other and exchanged insurance and contact info, and he was mad at me at first. He was yeah, why would you merge, I couldn't see you. But yeah, I was the one merging, and I just kind of said look, I'm really sorry that this happened. I would never try to purposely merge into you. I was looking the whole time. I was in the driver's seat. Of course I wouldn't want to run into your car. I think that what happened is I was honking, and even after we crashed, I rolled down my window and I was I was honking for 5 seconds or more. I was honking for so long, guys. After I said I just don't, I don't know what you were doing, you weren't paying attention, I was honking for so long, maybe you're on your phone, but you just slowly ran into me, and I really couldn't do anything about that at that point because it was just too late. I was just watching him run into my car. So after that, he kind of raised his voice a little bit while he was kind of blaming me, but after that he kind of calmed down and collected himself, and he was yeah, look, I'm really sorry, this is my, he literally said this is my fault. And then at that point I was it's no one's fault, it just happens, it's an accident, whatever. I really think that he was texting because otherwise I don't think he would admit that it was his fault. But yeah, that's what I have to deal with. I have to figure out the insurance stuff with that, and of course I have no idea how to do that. So, and there's also a chance that he probably won't tell his insurance company that it was his fault and that he was texting, so it'll just look like my fault. So that's the thing. I also have my finals, a lot of my finals due on Wednesday, and it's Sunday, so I have to get started on that. And it's just a lot of stuff. I feel I'm dealing with a lot of stuff and just trying to not deal with it, or just, I don't even know. I'm just so ready for a break. I think I'm gonna get started on all of that, but before I do, maybe to cheer myself up, I'm going to open a dote gift. So this is day 3. I don't know if I've also explained this really well, but basically dote is a shopping platform. It's really good for people like me who are really bad at shopping, because it's kind of like you just click a button and then you check out and it's being sent to your door. It takes a lot for me to go looking for stuff, and then it's like a whole nother commitment and like a whole nother hurdle to actually buy it, because I'm like, but that's actually a really bad thing for me, because then I just never buy clothes, and then I'm like stuck going to events and I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. So that's personally just why I really like dote. Like, it could be dangerous for you like shopaholics, but it just makes everything so easy. And you can also it'll notify you when your items that you like are on sale, so that's really cool. But if you guys want to check it out and download it and then use my free $5 code, that will be in the description below. Definitely check it out, because it is a really cool app. And if you do, let me know if you guys did and if you like it or like whatnot, because I would just be curious to hear you guys' opinions. And they're just like such a great, awesome team, so like I very much just love supporting them. But this is day 3, so we're gonna just put you on top of my Tylenol. Honestly, this is really making my life, because this day. A little something from one of our fave brands, Lauren. This is the CEO of the company, and she's so awesome. And she's also from Anchorage, so that's pretty much why I like dote. Just kidding. You guys should guess. Like, honestly, I have no idea what any of these gifts are, or like what type of gifts, or like how cool they are. So it's always like a huge surprise, and I've honestly been blown away with like how nice these gifts are so far. So I'm very thankful. Like, I'm not just taking this for granted. This is so nice of them. It feels so bad every time I like rip apart this dote wrapping paper. Oh wow. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is actually so perfect, because I literally go to yoga and I'm like, this is a dry fit like sweat thing. I actually am running out of like clothes to wear, so I like pretty much wear the same things, and I always have to wash them because I go to yoga like so often sometimes. So this is actually so perfect. Okay, this just shows you how great the dote team is, because they truly just did their research. Like, this is such a great gift for me. Oh my gosh. It's also just black, so it's like really versatile, and I can wear it with anything. Thank you so much, dote. Oh, this is so thoughtful. This actually made my day. So thank you so much to everyone at the dote team. Like, you guys are really just every single day that I have like interacted or experienced like working with the dote team, they outdo themselves, and I'm just like continuously impressed. Like, they're amazing. So definitely go check out dote, not just because they sent me a really cool gift, but because it's like a genuinely really cool app. And then also follow me, and you can see like my favorites page and stuff, and what I like and what they're probably basing these gifts on. So I'm showing my mom what I got for Vlogmas. Can you repeat?
Oh wow, that's so nice.
Yeah, she's more excited than I am. Just kidding, I'm really excited.
Any activity, sporty things.
Yeah, I know. Hallelujah. This like directly cuts off my lights, but they don't look very cute in the camera for some reason anyway, so I guess I'm okay with that. It is now 9:41. I'm playing Ed Sheeran in the background for some mood music, and I don't want to get copyright, but I also don't want to turn it off because I like it. I always play Ed Sheeran when I'm trying to like relax and like calm down, and like, okay, now it's distracting me. I've been studying for my finals. Basically, I thought I would walk you guys through kind of my finals schedule and then like kind of what I have to do. Then I wanted to show you guys like how I'm studying for my finals, or like how I'm just like studying on a day-to-day, or like what my scheduling is like. So that's what this is gonna be right now. And then I'm also gonna like prepare my room for finals. I don't know, it's a freaking mess right now. And usually when my room is messy, I get really stressed out, and it like stresses me out, and then I'm like I should clean stuff. But for some reason I was just content to like sit at my desk and not do anything with this huge mess around me. So pretty much what I'm doing, I can show you guys my final schedule. So it was weird because I am taking 18 units this semester, which is more than I've taken in like 2 years. The last time I took 18 units was my freshman year, like all throughout my freshman year. But for some reason, my final schedule, I think, is easier than ever before. I think it's just like the combination of classes that I'm taking. But my last week had a ton of group projects and a quiz and just like assignments due. And so this week it's actually like I only really have 2 tests that I have to take, and I'm only really worried about one of them. I mean, both of them are important because they're both tests that like my grade could really fluctuate on. But other than that, I just have, or would have had, a portfolio, which was like 2 paper essays due in one. It was basically just revising 2 essays and then putting them into a new portfolio, and then you'd get graded on your improvements. But I already have 2 A's on both of my essays that I would use for my portfolio, so I don't have to do anything and I still get an A, which is amazing. So I'm super excited about that. But I also have like a creative writing assignment due, so it's like an essay due on this week. And then the other one is just like showing up to class. Yeah, he's like, it's an entrepreneurship class and I'm pretty sure he's just gonna like feed us, which is super nice. So that's like pretty much my final schedule. And in between I have like small, like just last minute assignments due. But yeah, so on Wednesday I have 3 things due. It's my Excel class final, which I think is like my most important final because I really don't know how I'm doing in that class, but I know it's gonna be really hard because the curve like needs to be established, and she told us that the average is like 60 or 70 or something, and I'm doing the worst in this class out of all of my other classes. Luckily it's a 2 unit, so even if I get like a B or a C, I'm probably not gonna get an A for sure, but if I get a bad grade, it's not weighted as heavily, so that's good. And then on Wednesday I also have my essay due, and then I have like the remaining stuff of a group project and paper due, and that's all due on Wednesday. And then the only other stuff that I have is due the next Tuesday, so I have such a long time to study for my next and final strategic management course. It's a pretty easy class, but it's just like a lot of memorization and stuff, so I could really split it up a lot. So I think that'll be like pretty easy, but it's nice that I have a long time to study for it, because if it is hard, like I have an A in that class right now, but I can probably keep my A if I actually do well on this. So like I want to do well, so I want time to study. And then I just have like a get together kind of thing. He was like, you can't prepare for this final, you just have to show up. So I'm pretty sure he's just gonna feed us food because he's a pretty cool guy. That is like what my final schedule is. And in terms of like how I'm studying or structuring my schedule to study, luckily this is a pretty relaxed final schedule, so like me going away for the entire weekend didn't really matter. I think that I would probably have wasted a lot of my weekend anyways, so that's good. I just have to make sure to like balance my time well, because I'm really bad at actually writing my essays. It's just something that I don't want to do, but it's funny because the class that I have my final test on is like a class that I really hate doing too, so these are both like 2 things that I just do not like to do. But basically how I've structured this, I'm prioritizing the class that I have the worst grade in. So for Wednesday, out of all of the things that are due, my data analysis Excel class is my most important to focus on because I'm doing like the worst in that. Like I have a pretty solid grade in my writing class, so even though like it's like a mini essay, I don't have to do that well, so I'm like not prioritizing it, but I'm just like spending less time than I am on my test, and it's also due much later. I have my Excel class at 8 a.m. and then this thing is due like at 11:59 p.m. and he doesn't really care about the timing, so it's just like I'm trying to rank the importance of my classes and also how I'm doing in them, because in my freshman year and sophomore year I used to study for the classes that I actually liked, which is a good thing, but it's bad because like I'm not as likely to study for the classes that I don't like. And in order to keep track of that, I started doing this last year. So what I basically do is I just start writing the time down. So like if I were to start right now, it'd be 9:50.
and I either give myself a goal of like 25 minutes. It's called the Pomodoro Technique. And if I just do 25 minutes, I use that if I want to make sure to do a lot of subjects, and if I'm having a really hard time balancing or managing my time between my subjects, which happens a lot. So this is a really, really good technique for that. That ensures that you're doing at least something every single day, or just working on it a little bit. So that's kind of how I'm studying for finals. It's just like managing my time and prioritizing which classes that I think I need more focus on. And then I guess for like specific subjects, like I just make a little to-do list. So for here I have like module 1, and I'm pretty much just doing all the same exact things for each module to like learn or just review what to learn. So I have lecture notes, lab, homework, quiz, crib sheet, because like we get cheat sheets. So when I finish like reviewing one of them, or like doing one of them, or making one of them, then I'm just gonna cross that off. And that's pretty much like what I'm gonna be doing for finals. That was really not as in-depth as I thought it would be, but it's, I guess, helpful like if you just like don't know where to start, or like if you're having troubles managing your time between multiple things, because I always used to have that problem, and writing the 25 minutes per like subject thing is pretty helpful for that. So right now I just did my like Excel class work or studying for like 2 hours, so I'm just taking a break. And then I think from now on, since it's getting late, I'm going to start doing the 25-minute thing where I work on stuff for like chunks of 25 minutes, because for the rest of the night I have my Vlogmas to edit, and then my paper that I want to write, and I always like, I just keep putting my paper off because I just don't want to write it. So I think today's the day that I'm going to start forcing it into my schedule, and then I also still need to study for this Excel class. So that's my finals, how I'm studying for my finals. Some just like little things that I've done is when my parents were here, they bought me like a box of juices, and they're supposed to be like juice diets, but I don't actually ever just like not eat food, but today I really did not eat that much. So that's actually been super helpful. It's just like having something really easy to grab and eat or just consume for calories. So right now you guys are like sitting on top of a Suja bottle, and it's the third meal, but that's like the only one I've had today. But it's really helpful because like I didn't want to make any food, so I'm just drinking that, and it's like 270 calories. It has like almonds and stuff, so it's nice and filling and caloric and has protein. Just like little things like that. And then I'm also going to clean out my room because I like working at my desk for my Excel class because it has like the double monitors, which is super, super helpful. So like it's not just all on my tiny laptop. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be staying at my house to work for like probably until Wednesday. So I just want to make sure and like clean everything so I'm not like looking at it and getting stressed out about how messy my room is while I'm supposed to be studying. Finally, what I want to do to like kind of just study for finals is make sure that I get in a workout every day, because this is honestly so incredibly helpful, and it's always a thing that I push off and like push off my list of things to do, but it's honestly a necessity, and I don't know why I always do that. But I'm going to try to exercise every single day of my finals, and I'm sure like on Wednesday I probably won't because I have my 8 a.m. and then my essay due at 11:59, but for the rest of the days I don't really have an excuse, so I'm going to be doing that. And I can also use my dote shirt that I just got in my Vlogmas package. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my finals. Also, I apologize for this boring vlog. It's always like this way when it's finals time, and that's just kind of like a con of doing Vlogmas in college. Like a lot of people are just not doing it because they're like, oh, all I'm going to be doing is studying for finals. But sometimes people like seeing these, so I don't know. If you guys want me to talk about something in particular, definitely like request that in the comments, like whether it's finals related or like studying related or whatever. Let me know.